Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the toxic rewatch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, our episode 20, their episode, The Zeppo, season 3, another Xander-rific episode, so to speak. Let me bring in my moderator slash panels here, Critter Kingsford, my
Hi.
continuity expert. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. We've not been doing much with that Giles knockout counter, huh?
I have to double check. I don't think there's many more. I think it's a total of 18 when I remember hitting the internet looking. We're up to 14, I believe, and I don't think there's many more between now and the end, which is kind of sad.
Seem like more. Northern, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Just had a little bit of good news, which you all know, but I will not.
Yes, let's. Yeah. No, please do not be humble. We are not in the practice of being humble here, but please go ahead. Tell the audience what the good news is.
Well, I've just reached 1K. Just reached
Nice.
1K subscribers. Do apologize. I'm stammering there like mad, but yeah, I've just been very busy today.
He's embarrassed.
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed. As Spike
I was
likes to say,
I was gonna unsubscribe. Yeah, I was gonna unsubscribe and then resubscribe and then just have the counter go, $9.99, $1,000.
Yeah, that would just go on and off, I think. Anyway, but there's chances that it's probably going to go down a little bit back to the 900 sometime, and then go back up again. So yeah, but I'm gonna maybe host a Sunday thank you stream anyway.
Let me be the first to say. Congratulations. Well earned, my friend. Well earned. Oh, and also.
Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
Okay, enough of that pish. Anyway, we're on the Zeppo, and yeah, man, great Xander-rific episode. We have Critter for a limited time. We are without Mr. E today. I think he's reviewing Robert Redford projects. By the way, RIP Robert Redford. Please check out my video on the tribute to the great man Robert Redford, because he certainly was an icon. We'll be talking about him later today on the Outcast Creative. I probably should have this up and running before then, if all goes to plan. But anyway, the Zeppo, we start out in the aftermath of Helpless, where Buffy was put through the crucimanthamentum, and her powers were taken away, and then Giles was subsequently sacked. And so now they're kind of having to fly solo. What they think is a vampire's nest is actually a demon nest, and they've got Willow running distractionary tactics with a clouding spell of some kind or something, and Giles helping out Faith and Buffy and taking out the formidable Sisterhood of Jay, which is basically like think of it like if liberal feminists had superpowers and were demons. That would be this pretty much.
Like in real life.
Well, they don't have superpowers, thank God. So Faith makes short work of them, and Giles apologizes for not having more information, thinking they were walking into a nest, and Xander got the shit knocked out of him and thrown around the room, as he does.
I do like his entrance into the episode, coming out from under the canvas and debris, kind of like Spike tumbling out of a crashed car.
Yeah. You know what somebody pointed out to me, side note trivia, somebody pointed out to me recently that first shot in School Hard where Spike first arrives into the town, Drusilla cannot be seen anywhere in the car. So did he have her in the fucking trunk, or what was the deal there? Was she taking a nap in the back? But yeah, rewatch that scene. Drusilla's not in the car anywhere. So Faith and Buffy give Xander a little bit of shit for making light of the situation when they went up against a superior adversary, and we get Critters. We're going to start a new thing where we each pick a favorite quote from the episode. This one's so quotable. It's really was a challenge, but Critters was this one. Maybe you should stay Frey adjacent, says Buffy, which is pretty funny when you think about it. And of course, Faith looking at Xander like he's the biggest soy boy cuck, which is pretty funny considering what happens in the rest of the episode. Goes into the next day, and Xander is having lunch with Oz. So obviously they've made up. So things are fairly cool. And some of the best dialogue in the episode where Xander's trying to figure out what is the essence of cool, asking Oz, you yourself are considered pretty cool. Oz, am I? Yeah. Is it your strict adherence to answering questions and short non-committal phrases? Maybe.
Could be.
Could be. I like the way that Seth Green plays Oz. And he really like comes into his own around the middle of season 3 with this characterization of him, and even self-deprecating when Xander asks him, is it playing in a band must be pretty cool, and is it hard to play the guitar? And he's like, not the way I play. So I like that he's always self-deprecating in the best way with this. And Xander's like, I know that I need to find out what my cool thing is. So he hasn't quite figured it out yet. And obviously, and Cordelia was nice enough to point it out to him when he flubbed with Jack O'Toole, dropping the ball and knocking over his lunch, and he almost gets his ass kicked. And she points out all your friends in your friend group, you've got Giles is a watcher. He's Ripper. You've got Buffy and Faith are both slayers. Willow's a witch, Angel's a vampire, and of course Oz is a werewolf. But Xander's like a nothing, and she calls him a Zeppo, which I call bullshit. She would not know what the fuck Zeppo is. As I found out today when I asked people who are just about 10 years younger than me, they had no idea who Robert Redford was. So
God.
pop culture only lives for a certain amount of time.
And actually, Zeppo's probably the best of the Marx Brothers.
Is he? I had understood from Passion of the Nerd that he was the straight man.
Oh God, I'm thinking of oh, never mind. No. It's been a while.
Harpo?
Wow. No, I was that's right. He's the straight-laced brother. I was thinking of Harpo. Holy crap! How dare I?
How dare you, indeed, sir? You're dead. You're dead to me already.
I know.
Buffy and Giles are having a conversation. Giles says it's another end of the world. Buffy makes a little quip, and Giles comes at her hard, and Buffy kind of pushes back a little bit, and as well she should, because I'll remind you, Giles. I'll remind you, sir, you were injecting her with a magical poison just an episode ago, sir. So you should be able to watch your ass, Giles. You need to watch yourself. You are still on my shit list, right? Anybody else? Anybody else with that when he kind of like chastises her? Like, and you're just like,
yeah.
Bitch? The audacity.
Yeah. He's kind of still on the shit list at the moment. He
says that the Hellmouth is the demons are trying to reopen the Hellmouth, which actually makes sense. I mean, if you lived on top of the Hellmouth and they had all these entities were drawn to it, as they would be, of course they'd be trying to open it and open up the portal to hell. The question here is this: how many times has this little area of the library had to be like refurbished and fixed? Because that's odd. Oh, I wanted to point something else out too. So it's hard to see the clock behind them, but I can assure you, if you zoom in, which I don't know how to do, if you zoom in on that, it says it is 5:20, and Oz comes in to lock himself in the cage, and he gets turned into the werewolf. Okay, little foreboding. That I get it. 5:20, the sun's going down at 5:20. Really?
No,
in California.
Without getting the Farmer's Almanac out, I'm pretty sure most places like it starts to go down like maybe 5:36 maybe, but I don't know California.
I wouldn't think so.
You have to look that up. I always felt even when during the winter months, and even it has to do with the sun. Like it could be overcast and dark doesn't mean he's being affected by the moon or the sun.
Right. Yeah, the moon would not be out at 5:20.
No.
Right. So Xander sort of kind of finds this thing. He gets Uncle Rory, the drunk, gets to borrow his car. Notice that he says, I got to rent it off of him. So the uncle wasn't even cool enough to be like, hey, I got a DUI until I get my driver's privileges back here. You can ride my car, just put gas in it, take care of it. He makes him fucking rent it from him, which is kind of a dick move.
It just adds to how horrible his family is to him.
Yeah, his family sucks. So he asks what he can do, and of course they send him off to get donuts. Cordelia starts talking shit, and he finds a hot piece of ass that is actually into cars, but is boring otherwise. Which, I mean, in a TV show, this would be a problem. In real life, I don't see an issue here with that.
I think we'd all make an exception.
Yeah, we'd be fine with it. Oz is acting up in the library, now that part makes more sense that the Hellmouth is getting close to opening, and so he's getting antsy. Giles is talking more serious Giles stuff, and then I love how he stops himself in mid-sentence. Where's all the jellies? I'm always the one that says, let's get jelly in the mix. And I also love how Willow totally snitches on Buffy.
Yeah.
She's like, Buffy had 3. It's like, damn, Willow, you freaking snitch. So, did I move that out of place? Well, anyway, this slides out of order right here. So, that's unfortunate. Oh, wait, why is that? Oh, that's not right. Okay. That says 3. Okay, I'm sorry. That was the wrong set of slides. I apologize. So Xander does take the girl for a ride. Maybe he's thinking about getting some. I don't know. He accidentally runs the car into Jack O'Toole because, of course, he does. What's funny is Jack O'Toole is actually stealing that car, so he wouldn't have given a shit regardless. He just wanted to fucking be a doofus. And here we get my best line in the show. And I say this is the best line, not because it's necessarily the best line, but because I completely plagiarized it from my book. Because in my book, there's a scene where one of the bikers that's accosting my main character, his thing is he doesn't carry a gun. He carries 3 knives, and he takes his biggest one and like points it at Jimmy. It holds it at his like back and is like, where do you want it? And he's like, I'm fairly sure I don't want it anywhere, which is the same thing that Xander says here, or at least he says, I'm certain I don't want it at all. So great line. And again, I stole it. Oh, well, Joss Whedon, come at me, bro. I don't give a shit. You're going to have to do better than that. But the cop shows up and asks what's going on. Xander doesn't snitch because he's not a snitch like Willow. And Jack O'Toole's pretty cool with it. And then he decides, hey, we're going to go get our friends. And yay, where are we going to go get our friends? Well, of course, he's going to get his friends from the fucking cemetery, because where else would he be getting his friends? Because it turns out Jack O'Toole is raising the dead just like he was raised from the dead in a drive-by. And I guess these guys are some sort of hoodlum gang or something like that. And he goes after Bob, the first of them, which you may recognize from
Mother Dick. There's a vast ocean of shit that you people don't know shit about. Rick knows every fine grain of said shit. And then some. Loose ends make my ass itch. When you pour them to Bisquick, you trying to make pancakes? Why are dingleberries brown?
So yeah, great character actor Michael Kolditz in an early performance here. We go to various areas. We got Xander's dealing with the zombie gang, who is up to no good. We've got Giles trying to appeal to some sort of spectral energy thing to try to figure out what he can do to stop this. Willie, the snitch, has been beaten up. He's a snitch too. A lot of snitches in this episode. He's been beaten up by the Sisterhood and basically advises Buffy to go find Angel and go find a quiet spot because the world is indeed going to end. Meanwhile, while the world-ending shenanigans are taking place, Xander's trying to figure out how to extricate himself from the situation with the zombie gang guys, and he figures the best thing to do is to say, sure, I'll join your gang, but of course he has to die in order to be initiated, and he doesn't want to do that. So he just basically drives off and gives them the Irish goodbye. And when he does, he finds Faith teeing off against one of the Sisterhood, who must be pretty strong demons because they are going toe-to-toe, one-on-one with a Slayer. So that's pretty impressive, especially one like Faith. Faith winds up not really getting to kill her, and Xander rescues her. She gets her shoulder dislocated. In a cute little scene, they decide, hey, hold me. And he thinks it means something else. And in fact, it's, hey, let me pop my shoulder in like Martin Riggs on fucking Lethal Weapon. And then just decides to deflower him. Which is why we love Faith, because she's a dirty, dirty slut. And she takes Xander's virginity right then and there. What you guys thoughts of the little sexcapade scene with Faith and Xander?
This episode gave me a lot of more respect for Xander as a character, because he does a lot of cool stuff. Getting laid is one of them. But so it's like everything's coming up Millhouse for this guy.
Northern.
Yeah, like he's kind of set up from earlier as well, where she looks at him like he's the biggest dog because he keeps getting his ass handed to him, but
sure,
he does something really cool, and she's like, you know what, you're kind of fucking sexy. You being badass really gets me wet. So Because she's going to go for him in that moment as well. She almost died as well. She's a little bit vulnerable. She's tired, and of course, she's a big, strong guy, rescue her.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. I like how she just kicks him out when he's done.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Later.
Walk of shame.
Enjoy the Slayer enhanced chlamydia I have just spewed upon you. So enjoy that. We're back to the library. And so they've got to trank Oz. I get it. He's going into super nuclear mode because the Hellmouth's opening and he's a supernatural creature. I get it. Okay. I'm cool with that. That makes sense to me. But why not put the trank dart gun, point the barrel inside the huge fucking open slot right there and just shoot him there? Why are we opening the fucking cage?
Or give him some sort of tranquilizer prior to him turning, like knock him out.
This seems like a really dumb and dangerous way to do it. But do what they do. And well, yeah, of course, because the plot has to happen. And they move him to another area of the school where he will be away from the open Hellmouth. And remember that because it's going to be important later. Xander is realizing that something was amiss with what was going on with these guys. Why are they trying to bake a cake? That doesn't sound very hoodlummy to him. Once he realizes that they are indeed making a bomb and they're going to blow up the school, which would of course kill everybody who's trying to, probably wouldn't stop the Hellmouth, but it would definitely kill all the heroes. Xander decides to go to Buffy and Angel, who are right in the mid of a bunch of Buffy and Angel Bangel speak, as they call it. And they are indeed making a bomb. It's going to be under the basement, which should be directly under where all the events are going to happen. So we've got the top side events and we got the bottom side, the side quest events that Xander's in charge of. And he grows a sack, grabs the axe, kills Bob, and gets into it with the remainder of the gang. One of the gangs gets killed by the Sisterhood, and Jack O'Toole heads down to the basement to deal with the bomb, and Xander goes to deal with him. Here's a little bit of that.
They got speak over, so we don't get copyright.
Hello, Nasty.
For anyone wanting to know, Hello Nasty was a Beastie Boys album that came out in the 90s. So when he says that, that's the little hidden gem meaning right there. Just so you know.
I watch a lot of TV, a lot of bombs. There's a lot of wiring on this one particular bomb.
There is a lot of wiring on this. So yeah.
Dumb guy, little bomb. How are gonna be?
I like the fact that he admits the fact that he's a dumb guy and he's not gonna pull off something cool. But I do like this little fight scene he has with Jack. It's pretty. Xander's banging here.
Going.
So the deal is like Jack is probably the only one qualified to disable the bomb, and Xander's going to hold him hostage there in order as like a kind of zombie Mexican standoff. Like, you're not getting out of the basement. It's going to blow us both up.
I know what you're thinking. Can I get by him? Get up the stairs, out of the building, seconds ticking away. I don't love your chances. Then you'll die too. Yeah, looks like. So I guess the question really is, who has less fear?
Yeah, this is badass. This is badass.
It is badass. I love in the thing when the countdown is going and they're holding each other, playing a kind of a game of chicken, so to speak. I like the look that Xander gives there, where he's just like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess we're dead. I did my best. It is what it is." And I love that it cuts between this stupid fucking fight, which actually is like, we're supposed to be led to believe that Xander is the B story and that other thing is the A story, but it's actually the reverse. And it's just a big old puppet that they're fucking attacking. I love this look as the last 2 seconds are, and Xander's like, "Well, I guess we're dead. Okay, it is what it is." He kind of just accepts his fate there. I think that's fucking great. And then of course, he lets Jack go. I don't want to see you at school anymore, Jack, after he wins the standoff.
I'm not going anywhere, Harris. The first time you turn your back.
It was set up for that payoff as well.
Yeah, set up and payoff.
That was the shortest amount of time from a foreshadowing statement to the end result.
Yeah.
Three steps.
Absolutely. I love that Xander doesn't even tell anybody what happened. He's just like, okay. Anybody want a snack? And I love Oz's deadpan. I'm oddly full today. And then, of course, down at the bottom, you'll see Cordy tries to fuck with Xander again. And this time he just fucking blows her off. Like, bitch, I banged a Slayer and I saved the world last night. So you ain't bothering me. Here is, I forgot to put up Northern English favorite quote. How very serial killer of you, because Jack had named his knife. So
what was the name of the knife?
What Katie?
Kathy or Karen?
I think it was Katie.
Katie.
What's our thoughts on the episode, guys?
Who's going first? Shall I go first?
Go ahead.
Whoever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's definitely a fucking funny episode. I mean, to sort of take this big end of the world storyline and turn it into a B plot that keeps getting interfered by Xander's fucking dumbassery. That was genius. It really was. And the cast in the B-side story, they are playing it so dead serious, which makes it even more funnier when Xander suddenly shows up and he has to deal with these fucking nut jobs who have just come out, who've just been raised from the bloody dead to cause more chaos. It's brilliant. And it's also kind of a very funny take on the geek sort of getting caught up in the cool crowd, but it turns out he's in over his head, and I really like that little twist.
Okay. Critter?
I love the episode. I kind of enjoyed the fact you had the werewolf, the zombies. I was calling them goblins because my 7-year-old wanted to know what they were, and I like the giant 3-headed worm thingy, and I also like I'm not a redemption, but it's certainly, I think, for the character becoming cooler and handling stuff, and prior to him just being mocked and beaten and tripping, and he has no powers. And I thought of this after the fact, like he's being, I guess everyone's gonna say, who has less fear as he's standing off against the undead leader. And part of me is like, wait a minute, is he actually fearless and brave, or is he just so depressed? Of like, look at his home life. He's renting the car from his uncle. We know about his horrible Christmases. Most of his friends made fun of him. His ex-girlfriend got in his face and mocked him. Even the ditzy blonde girl, granted, they were zombies, but she ran off. And I'm like, okay, so he's standing there like, is that like just depression and suicidal? And
that's
he's gonna
that's great.
I don't want to tarnish him getting the stones to face off. But part of me's like, wait a minute, maybe he just doesn't care, because yes, he is fighting these the zombies, and he's he did have sex with Faith, but then there's still a point like, this guy could just be really effing depressed after the day or days he's just had.
Yeah, well, Ian from The Passion of the Nerd has pointed out in one of his videos, I don't remember which one, that I think maybe a men's, but I'm not sure, that he quotes a clinical psychiatrist that says that people who have a really great sense of humor tend to use humor as a defense mechanism to like ward off the trauma of their lives. So, they make light of it. Cops make bad cop jokes in the face of the crazy shit. Soldiers do the same thing. People who are depressed may utilize humor as, a way to kind of normalize the things that they see so that they don't succumb to the depression. This is why the left-winger weirdo people don't have a good sense of humor, because they can't everything, they live in their trauma and all that bullshit. So that is definitely interesting. I also like what Passion of the Nerd said about courage isn't having no fear. Courage is accepting that something is scary, but choosing to do something anyway because the other thing matters more. So, Xander is just like, he is scared of Jack. He is scared of dying. He is scared of the monsters and all that stuff. But his friends are upstairs fighting. And if the bomb blows up, like I said, it probably won't do anything to the Hellmouth, but it'll almost certainly kill or maim most of his friends that are upstairs. And he doesn't want that. So he manages to do that. And I think that's pretty good. I think he comes off as a very stoic character. I always remind people that this episode exists when they do the Xander bashing, which I think they do quite a bit undeservedly. I really like this episode. I found it very funny from the beginning. I knew what they were doing. I knew exactly. And this is a trope that they'll do a couple more times, where they'll have a funny episode, but they'll frame it against another end of the world thing. which is interesting because he's also able to make end of the world episodes that are really frightening and have a lot of high stakes. So it's really just a credit to the show and Joss Whedon. But we'll get to that. There'll be more about that, like, the plural of apocalypses, as Buffy says one time. I'm trying to figure out the plural for apocalypse. So yeah, another Xander-rific episode, which, of course, Joss Whedon stand-in, so of course that's going to happen. And next week we will be doing Bad Girls, and I think I'm going to really try to time it in such a way that we can do Bad Girls and Consequences at the same time, so that we have no more one-offs, and then we can hurry up and get to season 4 Buffy, which I actually really like season 4. I know a lot of people don't, but also just because we can do season 4 tandem with season 1 of Angel, which should be pretty cool. Although that's going to be a really hard on Luke to come up with a cool intro for that melds the both. But I have all the faith in the world in you, since you have 1K subscribers. You didn't get those for no reason. Am I right? Huh?
Yeah, all right. You want a nice little meld of both Angel Series 1 and Buffy Series 4 when we get to that.
Yeah. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to play a clip from Bad Girls real quick, the original promo, as we do.
Break. An all-new Buffy. He's always watched over her. Now he is replaced.
Is he evil?
The only thing she can do is rebel. Every rule will be broken. Even the one no Slayer should ever break. An all-new Buffy.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the better ones. That two-parter has. Well, Bad Girls is really, really good, and then Consequences is good and solid. And like I said, another banger. This is another banger. I mean, season 3 is just the best season. I don't see how anybody can say any different. Season 3 is consistently so good. Like, even the meh episodes are really good compared to other stuff in any other season. I will die on that hill that season 3 is 100% the best season, and this episode definitely shows that. So yeah, nice, cool, funny episode. And I guess like I said, R.I.P. Robert Redford. We'll be talking about him later on the Outcast Creative. Anything going on for you guys that you would like to plug, please feel free.
I was going to say it has nothing to do with me, but I know that our other fellow who didn't make it, he got more information, and it's somewhere in one of the chats, about the winner for the episode of the prom. And
did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I mean,
Great.
He hit a bunch of different Facebooks, and but here's the thing. Rumor is the scene was cut out of the episode. Like she was apparently staked.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, there's a whole. I should find it and send it out again. But he will definitely fill us in.
No, it's okay. He can talk about it. I wonder if he could find the person, because I would definitely love to.
No, he literally. I think he even got a hold of her and sent her a message. I think that's how great he did. But apparently, the rumor is she was staked. But according to the episode, only one guy gets staked. So she might have been edited out.
Oh, no shit.
So she made all these 800. She made all those long distance phone calls for nothing.
Aw.
So he'll fill us in next time. He'll have he definitely got a ton of information.
We're still a few episodes
away. And again, he hit like 8 different sites and actually contacted 2 different people. So it was pretty impressive.
That's weird. He didn't tell me about this.
It was all in the text somewhere. I got it's one of the group texts that we're all in somewhere. There's like 3 of them. So
okay, huh? Did you know about this, Luke?
I think he mentioned something like this, but it might have speed readed it a little bit, not really got the full grasp of what he said.
I think it got buried. I will.
Yeah, it got buried.
Real quick, for anybody that's watching this that's not been keeping up with us in the last few weeks, maybe this is your first episode, or maybe you missed a couple episodes. It's totally fine. There was a contest 2 different times in the first season of Buffy that I guess Buffy the Vampire Slayer had a contract with 1-800-COLLECT, because back then you get to a payphone and utilize this calling card, utilize 1-800-COLLECT to make long distance phone calls. I realize that to some people that's going to sound really super archaic, and because it is.
What is this payphone you speak of?
What is this payphone you speak of? But in season 3, Buffy did another 1-800-COLLECT promotion, and we'll play it right here.
This season with 1-800-COLLECT, You don't have to be alone for the holidays.
And now, every completed 1-800-COLLECT call enters you in a Buffy Christmas sweepstakes. Watch a Buffy Christmas Tuesday, December 15th on the WB, and you could win a chance to be on Buffy.
Sorry I'm late.
You should have called.
Keep in touch with 1-800-COLLECT. The more calls you make, the more chances to win.
Your Christmas wish just may come true.
So apparently the winner was offered an opportunity to be in the episode The Prom, was the walk-on role, and one of our members here, Mr. E, who's not here today, managed to in some way track her down or at least get more information on her, and wanted to see if maybe she wanted to be in the Prom episode with us, or at least give us some background so we could talk about it, because I've been curious about this for quite a while, especially since I revisited the Amends episode in which that commercial aired. So that being said, I guess we're going to find out more next week, or at least not next week, but Sunday. So come back on Sunday when we will find out who won the sweepstakes and who did what on what episode and yada, yada, yada. So yeah, kind of cool, man.
What to who and how they did it.
But yeah, no. All right, cool. Well, we kind of speed ran this episode, but I think we basically got the gist of it. It'll be a little bit longer on Sunday when we do Bad Girls and Consequences. So hopefully you guys can join us for that. Northern, did you have anything you wanted to plug real quick?
So far, I've not got nothing coming up apart from Robocop on Friday, where I have a guest that's to be announced. You know, he's a big YouTuber, but we're done.
Get Shorty on the map anytime soon?
We're trying to see if we can get around to that next week. So I want to try and see if we get some more Halloween videos edited as well for October.
Sure. Because I do have it. I do have it on my Plex Pass now. So, but hey, everybody, thank you for joining us. And until next time, please like, comment, and subscribe. It means a whole lot to the channel. I myself would not mind getting to 1,000 subscribers, just like our co-host here. That seems pretty good. But hey, I'm happy for every single one of my subscribers, whether they are real or they are bots. Totally fine with me. Means nothing. I'm fine as long as that number count stays nice and high, right where it's at. So, but anyway, next time.
Previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You are the Slayer. Into each generation, a Slayer is born.
Why don't we start with, hi, I'm Buffy.
Xander.
Cordelia. Willow, right?
Mr. Giles.
Angel.